Today's a first for me. We are getting back our very first comic that we've ever had restoration removed from. So this is a big Golden Age Wonder Woman key, so you're going to want to stay tuned to the end of the video to see the book inside. But yeah, for those of you who don't know about my history with CGC, you can check out this video up here. But basically, they royally screwed me on a previous, different Wonder Woman Golden Age book, big book, and I had credit with them. And I used that credit at MegaCon a while back, so I submitted this months and months and months ago for restoration removal using that credit. Finally got it back recently and looking to see what the grade is, what the condition is, see if they could remove the restoration. They weren't sure at the time if they were able to remove it or if they were going to be able to remove it, and if so, like, yeah, what kind of grade it would be, which I understand. There wasn't like a big, restoration removal specialist at the booth. It was regular CGC employees. But yeah, curious to see what this came back as. There are, I think, there are definitely less than 100 on the CGC census. I think it's about 50 copies of it, maybe less than 50. I think it's less than 50. Hopefully I'll just throw it up on the screen for the CGC census numbers, but very low census count. Very hard to find book. Really glad to have it. It is Sensation Comics number 6. This is the first appearance of the Golden Lasso of Truth, and it looks like it got a 1.5 off-white pages. So pretty cool. This book was a 1.8 purple label, so purple means restored, because it had a piece reattached on the cover. So very, very small amount of restoration. Unlike Color Touch or Tear Seals or anything, I thought this would be a great candidate for restoration removal because it was just a piece added and could easily be removed. The only thing is I was wondering if it would impact the eye appeal of the book. And yeah, this is the piece that was this was actually on the book before. I know the notes actually said it was like center of the book or the middle of the book, center middle. So I've been looking like in this area around here, not on the edge. So it looks but that's definitely where the piece had been reattached. So very small piece that had been reattached to this book. So yeah, very, very happy because that doesn't really impact the visual to me of the book like hardly at all, very negligibly. But yeah, so obviously because now it does have that chip on the edge, it did go from a 1.8 to a 1.5, but I was expecting it to go down to a 1.5 with a piece being removed from the cover. But yeah, super great Golden Age key, huge Wonder Woman book. I mean, first Golden Lasso of Truth, and the cover is amazing. Using the Golden Lasso of Truth to catch the bad guy. It's a single-digit Wonder Woman. This is the third copy. This is the very first copy I had, but I had 3 copies. I've sold 2. This one is actually going to be going up for sale as well. So if you're interested, please message me. I've got my contact information below, or you can email me at momoonocollects@gmail.com. That's MOMOONOCOLLECTS@gmail.com, because I am looking to grab a higher graded copy of this book. So for those of you that don't know, I'm really into 4.0 or higher for my Golden Age keys with off-white or better pages. So this book is so rare. Like I said, there's less than 50 copies on the census in a universal grade. And it's so hard to get this book that I just, once I saw my very first one, I just rushed out and grabbed it. And that was this copy. And that was definitely a regret because now I'm looking to sell it and really get the grade that I really want. So make sure to check this video out about the top 5 mistakes I've made when buying graded comic books, because that was definitely one of them, was being impatient and not buying the right book. Because even though this is the right book, it's not the right grade, so that makes it not the right book. But yeah, super awesome Wonder Woman book. Again, let me know if you're interested. Let me know down in the comments. Have you had experiences with restoration removal? How have they been? This to me is very positive. I had never submitted a restoration book for restoration removal to CGC before, or to anyone for that matter. So yeah, very good experience. But I did want to, as a bonus for continuing to watch the video, I wanted to show you the next book I'm hopefully looking to get restoration removal from, or at least I'm contemplating, and that is We went with Golden Age Wonder Woman. We're going with the Silver Age, and arguably the biggest Silver Age Grail there is. And that's going to be Amazing Fantasy number 15. This is in a CGC 7.0 off-white to white pages. It is restored. And first appearance of Spider-Man. So, pretty amazing book. Brought this one out of the vault. So, for those of you that don't know, I keep my books off-site, safety deposit box, so that I don't risk any loss, in my home. I don't want to risk these books because it's so valuable being in my house. So, brought this out of the vault for today's video as a thank you for being patient with me while I've been, kind of on sabbatical, basically. But, yeah, so this book... It is the restoration. Let me see if the camera will pick it up. Basically, the restoration on this book is color touch. And the color touch is I believe it's in the top corner. That's where I see it, is in this top corner. Someone touched up, a color rub up there. But it's also got some spine split seal to cover and the cover reinforced. So basically, there's a spine split and someone reinforced the cover. I think, this is obviously more extensive restoration than the Wonder Woman 6, just having a piece added. So I don't know if this can be removed. I know certain color touch can be removed and tear seals and color reinforced. It's hit or miss. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. It's definitely worth me, though, I think, seeing if I can get a blue label, because the difference in value with an Amazing Fantasy 15 blue label versus purple label is immense. Like the last sale for a CGC 7.0 blue label on this book was over, $150,000. So, and I didn't pay near that for this book. So, very big difference. Obviously, I think the grade would be impacted, but I like my Silver Age books to be at least 6.0 or better. And with that, I don't know what it would be, but I know it would knock it down. But there is some room to be knocked down and still to keep a grade that I would want for this book. But I would want to keep it even if it wasn't a 6.0, at least for, the foreseeable future. Because getting a 6.0 blue label, is not realistic anytime soon as far as cost goes. But yeah, let me know down in the comments. Do you have any restoration removal experts or pressers that you would like to go with? Because CGC, I would, even though that was a good experience or a positive experience with the Sensation Comics 6, I don't know that I would want to go with them for something this big, just because I have not had great experiences with them in the past. And I don't know if I would trust them with such a big book. I will say, though, that I mentioned that I did use the credit, or I was supposed to use credit for this book, for when I submitted it. Well, they screwed up my credit, so I technically still have credit with CGC. Don't even get me started. So I need to use that credit somehow. So I might have to have other things reslabbed or resubmitted, or I might send some raw books in, or I might see if this, might use the credit towards this. I don't know. I don't want to use CGC any more than I have to, but, use the money since I still have that stupid credit with them. But yeah, so please let me know in the comments. Do you have pressers or people that you've worked with, especially maybe even especially high-end books or more expensive books that you've had restoration removal done and it was a positive experience? Let me know down in the comments. I love your recommendations so that I can know who to send this book to and, really guide me in that process. Really appreciate it. But thanks so much for watching, and catch this video next.